What's up, fellow runners? Friday again. Thank the Lord. Got one more week of training behind me, and I've actually, I'm getting started on the taper, so sigh of relief. The only kind of thing preventing me from being fully pumped up is I'm going through a move right now, and this weekend is kind of the weekend where I've got to get everything done. So, and it's still a pretty hefty training weekend. So, after the weekend, I'll be able to breathe a full sigh of relief. But the end is in sight. There's the light at the end of the tunnel. So, it's been a challenging week, just logistically with getting home from work and trying to get as much stuff packed as I could, and still get my marathon training in. And Wisconsin weather in April can be literally anything. Yesterday it snowed briefly. Earlier in the week it was in the 70s. So, training in the spring is always a mixed bag, and this week was no exception to that. Ended up running almost 9 miles in the rain the other day for an interval set. I mean, those are just the things you have to do when you're training for a marathon in this kind of a climate. And really, it's a testament to what's required to train hard and train correctly for a marathon. You've got to keep your goal in mind, and your dedication's got to be 100% to it. You can't let excuses get in the way of it. It's not always easy to do, but if you won't sacrifice for your goal will be your sacrifice. So, someone else said that. I can't take credit, but one of my favorite sayings. So anyway, what I really wanted to get into today was my favorite running gear. This is something that's taken years, as ridiculous as that sounds. It's taken years to really find things that I'm super happy with and I can depend upon, and when race day comes, I don't have to give a whole lot of thought to my outfit or what I'm gonna bring with me, because these things are tried and true, and I've found what I really like and doesn't cause me issues. So to get right into that, first and foremost, the obligatory running watch, Garmin Fenix 3. This thing is, I've had many running watches over the course of my running career. Most of them Garmin products. Just that's what I started with. It's what I started using, and I liked them then, and they've gotten better as time has gone on. But the Fenix 3 is really the device that's not left me wanting something. It hasn't left me disappointed in really any regard. It does everything really well. It does everything I want it to do. There's not features I wish it had, at least from a training standpoint. From the smartwatch standpoint, yeah, I guess you could take some shots at it, but that's really not the purpose of the device. It's something that's kind of ancillary that it does. But for the purpose of the device, it just kind of crushes it in every regard, in my opinion. I've never once regretted spending the money on this. I got the Garmin Fenix 3 Sapphire Heart Rate Edition. So, it came with the running heart rate strap that gives you advanced metrics, like a VO2 max prediction and additional stride data. And, there's nothing that it doesn't do. And the thing that I really love a lot about it is that this watch can absolutely take a pounding without looking like it. You can wear this watch every day and not look like you're wearing a fitness device, and you can run it into stuff and it doesn't get scuffed up. I've cracked this into things on a couple of occasions pretty good, and nothing, not a scratch. So can't say enough about the watch, and now's a great time to buy it. They're still expensive, I'll fully admit to that, but if you can, if it's in your budget, now's a great time to buy one, because the Garmin Fenix 5 came out, and I don't really think it's a massive step up. So you can get really good pricing, or better pricing, on the Garmin Fenix 3 now, and not really be taking a step back from the most current device. So next up, hat. I don't always wear a hat when running. In fact, I often don't, but it can be really nice to keep the sun out of your face. And I've found on rainy days, if you're going to run, it can keep some of the rain out of your eyes. So I do occasionally wear one. And when I do, I wear head sweats, trucker hat style. And the reason for that is because I've run in other hats that weren't trucker style, and I felt like they made me more hot. I wasn't able to get the ventilation, and I just felt like it was making me overheat more than anything else. So this does not. If you can see, it's pretty airy. So it definitely lets you get some heat out, while also keeping a little sweat out of your eyes and rain out of your eyes potentially and the sun out of your eyes. So I really was very happy with this hat. So if I'm going to wear a hat, I wear this. Next up, shirt. And this is man, is this a critical one to get right. I kind of have defaulted to the kind of Under Armour style, for lack of a better term. I guess I'm calling it an Under Armour style because they're the first ones I really remember making this kind of shirt. I could be completely wrong about that, but I guess they're the first ones I found. They're the really tight-fitting, stretchy material, and the reason I like these better than any other kind of running shirt is because they don't move around on you at all. I mean, they really hug you, and so with there not being movement, you're not getting a lot of chafing. In fact, usually, I know this is the tank style, but I usually wear sleeved ones because then you're not getting any chafing on your underarm or in your armpit area either. And that is huge, especially if you're running longer races like half marathon or marathon distance. You're out there for a long time, you're moving around an awful lot, and really I can sum up why those shirts are so critical with 2 words: nipple chafing. Enough said. If you've ever had that, you know why it's worth having a shirt that's not going to cause that issue. So I pretty much exclusively will wear those on longer runs, and there are some kind of drawbacks or some things you might want to look for in a similar kind of shirt. Some you can find racing bibs that'll have back pockets for storage. I do like those, but I've really struggled to find a racing shirt or kind of a singlet top, I guess, that feels like it fits me quite as well as those shirts. So I guess I'll sacrifice a little bit of storage capacity for knowing that I'm not going to chafe. Personal preference there, but next up, shorts. These are Brooks running shorts, and I found these on sale at a running store, and I have to say, shorts I haven't had as many issues with as shirts, but you definitely want to find a pair that's nice and lightweight. It's easy to find athletic running shorts that aren't super lightweight, it is sometimes worth spending the extra money to get a pair of running specific shorts that take weight into account. These shorts also have a few pockets. It's probably hard to see. There we go. But this is kind of a stretchy pocket, so you could throw gels in there, you could throw keys. It's also got a back zipper pocket. I like running shorts that have at least a zipper pocket somewhere. Part of that's just my own lifestyle. I travel a lot, so sometimes I've got a hotel key that I have to throw in my running shorts, or I've got rental car keys or something if I'm driving to a running path. And it's just nice to have some pockets for that purpose. But also for racing, if I want to throw some gels in, it's nice to be able to carry a few, especially if you don't know for sure when the next aid station is going to be that's going to have them. You don't want to take risks on nutrition and not having enough calories, especially in longer distance races. These ones, they just kind of fit the way I like. A lot of people will wear, the kind of Daisy Duke running shorts. I've just never felt real comfortable wearing those, so these ones fall, I would say, a little past mid-thigh for me, maybe 4 inches above the knee. So they're They're a little bit longer, but they're not basketball short long. So it's a perfect fit for me. Like I said, really lightweight. They do have kind of a compression, I'm using that term loosely, but like built-in underwear. Yeah, don't put a lot of faith in that. If you find running shorts that claim to have built-in underwear, my suggestion is to still wear underwear. You can find really, really good seamless kind of boxer brief material for dudes. Ladies, you're going to have to figure out your own solution there. But that goes a long way in preventing chafing, and trust me, if you don't want nipple chafing, you really don't want chafing downstairs. So I don't ever trust built-in underwear in running shorts. So teach their own on that one. Additional stuff that I think are kind of necessities. Now, I've already talked about running shoes in a separate video. Right now, if I gun to my head, if I had to pick a pair of running shoes, it'd probably be some Saucony Kinvaras or some of the ISOFIT series. Just the compromise between being super lightweight, still having pretty good cushioning, there it is, and good fit, lightweight, just an all-around fantastic running shoe. It's hard to do much better, in my opinion, than those. They're still fairly minimal, I feel like. It's a nice compromise between minimalist and decent cushioning. I really do like the Hoka Clifton 3s, but the only reason I wouldn't fully go in on those is because if you have some running stride issues, or you've had injury issues in the past that could be related to your stride, as much as it's nice that they cover that up a little bit and can help you with some of the symptoms, they also make it easy for you to not fix your problems. So that's the only reason I wouldn't 100% recommend those. And I'd probably stick more with something along the lines of the Saucony, because you do feel the road a bit more, and if you're doing something wrong, it's a little bit more clear. So personal preference there, but I guess gun to my head, if I had to pick one, I'd probably recommend the Sauconys instead. As far as other gear, not directly related to going for your run, but stuff that you need to have if you're going to be distance running training. One of these torture devices. You'll love it, and you'll hate it, but you've got to have it. This particular one, I don't know how you say that, but I really like this one. It's firm on the inside, so it's hollow, but that's hard plastic, and then it's kind of ridged, and you can really get after some soreness on this roller all over. I've been using it with my hamstring / glute issues / IT band / whatever, and it definitely helps. This one is kind of a generalist, all around muscle aches, wherever it hurts, you can get after it with this thing. And you gotta have one of these, if you're, in my opinion, if you're gonna be doing any serious training for serious races. You're gonna get muscle aches and pains, and if you don't address them, they'll get worse. So as much as it's agonizing at the time, it's totally worth it. So anyway, that's kind of all I got. Deuces.